Who enjoys three crying, yelling, and hungry kids in the same vehicle when you're only 2 hours into a 7-hour drive to your in-laws? I don't. So what do I do to make the trip a little bit easier and to decrease my chances of morphing into what their crazy state is? I've got some tips for you that just might help. Welcome to Master of CheMOMstry, where motherhood and science collide. In this Simplify Your Life Mom Hacks video, I'm going to recommend what to pack to save your sanity when you're on long road trips with kids. I mean, you still might personally get hangry, and the toddler still might unscrew the lid off the sippy cup and dump the whole thing on top of themselves while they're in the car seat. But what I have to share today just might help take the edge off that mom rage. My name is Joy, and I'm a mom and a teacher, and I love to share my experiences to help others on their journey in motherhood, parenting, and family life. Traveling with kids can be a challenge. Long road trips in a van with 3 kids is something I don't personally look forward to. My kids are 9 years old, 6 years old, and 18 months old at this time. And about 2 years ago, we moved to a town in the middle of the state. And now we're about 4 hours from my parents and about 7 hours from my in-laws who live in a different state. That's a lot of time on the road for a weekend trip. For me, personally. I don't know my kids' opinions exactly, but I think I have a feeling of what those opinions might be every time we hit the 2-hour mark on the way there and on the way back. A year and a half ago was rough. We had a newborn, and newborns are just a challenge because if you're going an hour versus 7 hours, you're gonna have to pack a lot of stuff, and you need to make sure you're feeding the baby regularly for sure. And if you're a mom who is breastfeeding, you kind of need a space that's comfortable enough to be able to set up and do that. And you also, as a mom, if you're going 7 hours, maybe the baby's sleeping an extra long time, you're getting uncomfortable, you need to keep up your personal milk supply, and you need to pump. Also, anytime we've ever had a newborn, we think we have to pack the entire house with us. Basically, there's hardly anywhere for the kids to even step on the floor of our vehicle to get into their seats. It was just so cramped with a stroller, with the pack and play, with the pump bag, with the diaper bag, with diapers that could last us a month, and the swing. Yes, we did haul the swing, which was quite large. I'm not entirely sure how we got it in the van and still got to where we needed to go, but desperate times call for desperate measures when you want that baby to sleep and you want sleep. But now the newborn's not a newborn anymore. She's gonna be 2 this summer, and to keep her happy, you just throw a bag of goldfish at her and make sure she has her sippy cup and she's good for a half an hour. The older kids are pretty easy to please. I mean, they're more vocal in their complaints about how long the ride is, but they read, they do art, and we have DVD sets so that they can watch movies, which helps pass the time. Let's get to it then. What should you pack to save your sanity for long road trips with kids? Number 1, just get the van. Just do it. I know there's some rebels out there who claim they would never ever get a van ever, but when you're in the throes of parenthood and you have stuff to pack and you have kids to get in and you want some space to do things, you're gonna find a van is a lot better than you ever thought it could be. We didn't always have a van. That's only been in the last 2 years. We had a Toyota Corolla when my first child was born. When our second child was born, we had a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Then we ended up getting a Dodge Journey for a little bit more space because it had 3rd row seating. But comparing the van to the Dodge Journey, man, we would be suffocating in that Dodge Journey in terms of space. So if you don't have a van, you need to get a van. First of all, the automatic sliding doors on the sides are amazing, and the back hatch also opens up and closes automatically. So let me show you. So there's 2 ways to deal with our automatic doors. The first one is this. If you are in Walmart and you have bags of groceries, or you just want to get the doors open because it's really cold. I live in a cold place that's really cold in winter and snowy. That if you want to get the doors open so the kids can just run in if they're ahead of you, then you click the button, doors open, hallelujah. If you got a baby in your arms, the door opens, slides open, you can stick the baby right into their car seat. And then the nice thing, the thing I like, is that there's a button here on the side that the kids can push when they are done getting in. They push that and shut the door, so I don't have to shut any doors. And there's also a button that I can push that's in the front seat that if they forget to shut the door, I can push a button to shut the door. It's amazing. You guys, it's the best thing ever. Oh, one more thing about the sliding doors. This has saved a lot of anger and frustration in my life. So since the doors slide open, you don't have to worry about your children, you know, pushing each other out the door, carelessly getting the door wide open, and then, you know, ramming it against a very expensive vehicle next to you, much more expensive than your own, with the person still sitting in it. So that saves that problem from existing at all. I recommend it. It's pretty awesome. So our van has 2 seats in the front. I'm not sure how well it's showing up in the video. And then there's 3 seats in the back. And the 2 seats in the front are separated from each other. And so this allows us to put one of the seats down, because there's only 5 of us in the family. So if the 2 adults are up front, the 2 older kids sit in the back, and then the toddler sits in this seat here behind me, we can put this one down. And let me tell you why that is useful. Okay, so you can see here that there's a much larger space present than there was before. And so if you have a baby, we're going to use a fake baby, and let's say that you live in my state and it is -20 and the wind is blowing, you can get the baby directly out of the seat by you personally getting into the vehicle and shutting the door. And you can change the baby's diaper in that space without having to have wind blowing on you or the wind blowing on the baby. Pretty nice deal. So when we did have the seat up, which would have been during the newborn infant stage when our daughter was much younger than she is now, then I could sit in the seat while my husband would drive. And then I could, you know, get the pacifier back into her mouth by just reaching over. I could lean over and sniff to see if there was a poopy diaper that needed to be changed. And this was especially nice, this whole space in the back. There's a lot more arm room than there is in the front seat. So when we would stop to go to the bathroom, to stop to get something to eat or drink during the long road trip, then I could get my nursing pillow and I could get the baby out and I could get her all situated, and I had all the space I needed. We could feed comfortably. She was happy. I was happy. I was relaxed. She was relaxed. Put her back in the seat and then continue on when it was time to leave and to continue driving. And if she was sleeping for a really long time and I was starting to get uncomfortable in the milk making department, then I could just get the pump out and take care of business. Number 2, get a power inverter. So what is that? Okay, so I think we got one of these from Walmart. I'm just showing you all sides so you can see what it looks like here. The side that matters is this one right here. It has a normal outlet, a normal electrical outlet on it, and this will plug into the auxiliary car outlet, or used to be known as cigarette lighter in older vehicles. So I'll show you where one place is that I can plug in. One right here, okay, and then there's also one up front in our van as well. So why do I care about this and why do I like it? Well, there are 2 reasons. Number 1, when I was pumping, I could not trust the battery pack of my pump to be able to last, 7 hours one way and 7 hours back. One thing I should point out, for those of you who are newer moms, you might be thinking, like, what kind of pump did you have that required that? I know there's a lot newer, portable, newer technology, better things than I had. I was using a pump that I bought back in 2009 and I used for each one of my children, and it was bigger and bulkier, and it was best if it was plugged in. So for me personally, having that power inverter was incredibly helpful, just to make sure that I could do what I needed to do during that newborn infant stages during long road trips. The other reason I like it is because I do a lot of work on my computer, and my computer does not have very good battery life. Plus, you can't expect that a computer is going to work 7 hours anyway. So being able to plug it in and being able to recharge it so that I can continue doing my work for my job works out really well. Number 3, get a portable DVD set for your kids with headphones. Now, I know there are some folks that have vehicles that are way more technological than mine. I don't have Wi-Fi in my vehicle. My kids don't have their own devices, and our internet during our travel can be quite questionable as we go. So it may not have worked out very well anyway if we did have those capabilities. But what I did buy a few years ago was this DVD set. There are 2 of them, and they can work together to watch the same video, or you can have the kids watch 2 different videos. And then of course there's a a port for microphone, or excuse me, not microphone, but it's all tangled up, but for headphones, because our van is not very quiet at all. We can barely hear each other talk, and the kids ask us questions. We don't know what they're saying, so we just ignore them, pretend we don't hear them. But anyway, the headphones are really important so that they can actually hear the movie and be entertained for a long period of time. Okay, so I know that this shot might be a little dark and you might not be able to see into the van very well, but what I want to show you is my next one, which is number 4, have a toy container. So driver's seat is here, passenger seat is here. Here's where the toddler is at. I purposely made sure she would be kitty corner from when I'm driving, because sometimes I do take these some of these trips by myself, and we have a toy container that's right between. Oh, and you can even hear it singing. How nice, right? Okay, so inside of this toy container, I have books. I have noisy toys that light up. I have one of these deals. And here's what I do with this toy container and with the toddler. And here, let me sit a little closer, you can see me again. Is when the toddler is starting to get angry, probably getting hungry, potentially has a bad diaper, and we can't stop quite yet. What I'll do then is reach behind me. I don't have to even look to see. I'll just grab something, hand it to her, because I can reach, I can get to her and she'll grab it, and she's good for about 10-15 minutes. So whether this is daytime or nighttime, the reason I have the noisy toys, the light up toys, is so that the entertainment can occur, especially at night, so that she has something to look at. And that has been really helpful, having a toy container, and we just leave it in there. And when I decide to clean the van, which is probably only twice a year, maybe, then I'll try to rotate the toys so that there's something new to look at. Number 5 is to also have a food container. This is what we have. It's pretty big, and with having 5 of us and having such a long drive, we need a lot of snacks, we need a lot of food, and it saves us money from buying things when we go to gas stations. The types of food that I bring are things that I can grab. Again, I get it close enough that I can grab it when I'm driving. I can wrap my arm around, this is the driver's seat, and I can grab something, and then it's something that I can easily throw at my children. If I'm alone, I need to be able to just throw it at them without it, being a disaster. I mean, it can be a disaster when I accidentally hit them in the face, which has happened. It's not on purpose, but I try to toss it back. For the toddler, these are really good because she can make a mess with them, but usually doesn't. Fruit snacks are easily throwable. They don't make a terrible mess. Cheez-Its, any of these sort of things. And with this, I would probably just throw the entire bag at my older 2 and tell them to share it, and then to give a couple to their sister. So that's what I would recommend. Instead of trying to have food, like maybe you have it in the back or have it in some small container in the front, just get something really big and stack it up so that there's no question that you're going to run out. And it just makes my life a whole lot easier, and I'm sure glad that I've started doing it. Okay, number 6, you need to have spill-proof water bottles, and everybody needs to have their own water bottle. It drives me insane when we don't have water bottles, and then the kids want their dad's water bottle, and their dad's water bottle is one of the screw-off top ones, so that when they get it, then if there's a bump or they tip, then, oh, I just spilled all over my pants and my underwear, and it's just a disaster. So anyway, I recommend, I'm not sponsored by any of these things I'm showing you, I'm just telling you what I use. Camelback have been the best. I've used all kinds of different water bottles, and Camelback by far are going to be the ones that are the best for leak-proof, spill-proof in terms of water, the ones that have the mouthpieces that fold in and out, and I'll show a picture here so you know what I'm talking about. But if each child has their own, that way they're not having to share, especially if someone's sick. That way there's no complaining that someone got more than me. And here's the deal. Sometimes there's going to be things that are spillable, like if we stop at McDonald's and they have their remaining pop. That gives me a little bit of stress, because usually someone leaves it, usually someone knocks it over, it's going to get spilled. And here's what I've decided, that you have a 90% chance, if you have something that is not spill proof, that your toddler is going to spill it. If you have 8 kids that are older than 6, probably 6 to, I'm going to even say 16, you've probably got like a 75% chance that they're going to spill what it is. And you know what? For adults, I'm going to give us a 50-50. You guys, I went to a Valentine's luncheon with adult women, and I was an adult at the time without any children with me, and I got a punch glass, sat down, first thing I did was knock it over. So, you know, it's just a risk. If you don't have something that's spill-proof in your vehicle, then you're probably going to spill it. Someone's going to spill it. So make sure you have spill-proof containers and that everybody has one so everybody's happy. That's it. I hope that the advice I shared gives you something to think about. Maybe try one out, maybe try a couple out and see if it works for your family. Some of these items might even just be good for your daily grind, bringing kids to daycare and school and back. But for sure, consider them with long road trips with kids, because I know that they certainly have helped save my sanity. Do you have any tips for packing for long road trips with kids? Let me know if you do, share in the comments below. If you tried any of these out and they worked for you or they didn't, I'd love to hear about it. Please contact me and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and also subscribe to get more content like this. Our experiences can teach us so much, and I love sharing them with you. Thanks for watching.